You've got this big, powerful AI tool right at your fingertips. But instead of it making your life easier, it makes you want to throw your computer against the wall. The content it generates is bland, it doesn't seem to know what you want, and it's definitely not delivering those game-changing results that you expect. Sounds familiar? If you've been thinking that maybe AI just isn't as good as people say it is, I've got news for you. It's not actually AI that's the problem. It's the way you're using it. It's like if I use this to try and nail a nail into the wall. It wouldn't work. This is a tool that is not built to do that. And you're using AI the same way. So today I want to break down the 3 biggest mistakes people make when they're using AI, and how those mistakes leave you frustrated and stop you from getting the results that you deserve. So for World Cup 2010, FIFA and Adidas introduced the Jabulani.
Nice looking ball, but she's gonna be disturbing much when it flies.
It was a ball that was designed and hyped up to be faster, more unpredictable, and they hailed it as the most advanced ball ever created. But as soon as the tournament kicked off, it became clear that this ball was different.
Oh, it's Shabalala!
Goalkeepers hated it. They called it a nightmare. Iker Casillas even called it a beach ball. Tons of players struggled to predict its flight. It led to a bunch of weird goals. It also led to a bunch of really odd shots that flew places you wouldn't expect them to. But there was one player who rose above the chaos. And if you're old enough, as soon as I say World Cup 2010, there's one player you think of. Uruguay's Diego Forlan. Forlan had a weird career up to this point. He was kind of a flop at Manchester United, but when he moved to Atletico Madrid, he became a superstar. And while others complained about the ball, Forlan dominated. He scored 5 goals, which was joint top in that tournament, but he also won the tournament's Best Player award. And he was a revelation this tournament. His highlight reel from this tournament is amazing, must-watch TV. But what was his secret? How did he get there when so many other players were complaining? He got his hands on a Jabulani as early as he possibly could, and then he practiced relentlessly with it. He didn't just adapt to the ball, he mastered the ball. So AI is a lot like the Jabulani. It's powerful, it's innovative, and it has the potential to change the way that you play the game. But you have to be willing to adapt and put in the time to understand its quirks, capabilities, and nuances. So if you're beginning to feel like AI is not all it's cracked up to be, stay tuned till the end, because we're gonna go through these mistakes and I'm gonna tell you exactly how to overcome them. So you'll not only understand where you're going wrong, but you'll know exactly how to adjust your strategy so you can start winning with AI. So the first huge mistake that people make with AI is not customizing it to them. Now that mistake is exactly the mistake that Alex Ferguson made with Juan Sebastian Veron. He was an Argentinian player with immense talent, but he struggled to fit in a Manchester United side because he wasn't used correctly. In the same way, if you're using ChatGPT without customizing it, you're not gonna get the best out of it. Because ChatGPT, like any tool, works the best when it's fine-tuned to your specific needs. So let's jump back into the soccer metaphor. When Veron moved to United, he was one of the world's top, most hyped-up midfielders. In fact, at the time, he was the most expensive transfer in English football history. But instead of recalibrating the system to fit in with this new expensive world-class player's strengths, his vision, his passing, and his creativity, he was slotted into a team that wasn't set up to maximize his abilities. So the result is he's seen as a transfer flop for United. He's a star player who never reached his full potential with that club. And the same thing goes for how you use ChatGPT. If you're using it with the default settings and expecting it to perfectly understand your needs, you're basically setting yourself up for a huge flop. The solution to this one is simple. It's customize your ChatGPT with the custom instruction settings. I have 2 PDFs in the description. One that's going to tell you exactly how to navigate the custom instructions menu, and the second is actually copy and paste instructions that you can put in. There's like 15 different industries in there. All you have to do is change the name of your business and where you're located. Basically, you use the custom instructions feature to tell ChatGPT more about who you are, what you're going to use it for, and what you expect as the response. That way you're giving it a playbook that's perfectly tailored to you, so you're allowing ChatGPT to play to its strengths. So before you use AI again, make sure you use the custom instructions. It's not going to take a long time at all.
It's not exactly brain surgery, is it?
But once you have it set up, you're going to instantly see the difference in output from ChatGPT. You're going to go from feeling frustrated to feeling like, oh my God, I just created a second version of me that handles these tasks. So the second big mistake people make when using AI is that they expect AI to be able to read their mind. So imagine you're the manager of a very successful world-class soccer team. You have an unlimited transfer budget and you have amazing players at almost every position. But instead of giving them a clear tactical game plan and a clear formation, a clear strategy, you look at them and you just say, just go out and play. You wouldn't really expect a winning record with that. You would expect chaos, right? But that's exactly the mistake most people are making with AI. Give AI a very vague prompt and expect world-class results. AI, just like a football team, doesn't work that way. So in 2016-2017, Antonio Conte was named the manager of Chelsea. He was a serial winner both as a player and as a manager at Juventus, and his move to the Premier League was met with a lot of hype and a lot of excitement. Despite all that, the first month of the season wasn't very pretty for Chelsea, and it wasn't just like a new manager haze kind of situation. They just didn't look comfortable playing the way that they were playing. And Conte, being the known psychopath that he is,
I prefer to kill him.
Realized that something needed to change, particularly when they were down 3-0 to Arsenal. There's a very famous video of him telling Marcos Alonso that Chelsea was going to switch from 4 in the back to 3 in the back. Conte was known and famous for playing 3 at the back or 5 at the back in defense, whatever you want to say, during his time at Juventus. This was something that hadn't been done this way in the Premier League up to this point. But that system brought clarity and structure to the team. Every player knew their exact role. They knew exactly where they needed to be on the pitch. They knew exactly what their roles were, and they knew exactly where they fit in with the overall strategy of the team. Because of this switch, Chelsea went on to basically dominate the Premier League. They went on like a 17 or 18 game unbeaten run and won the league with 2 or 3 games left in the season. Now that tactical switch is like using a clear structured prompt with AI. Chelsea's results before the switch, the kind of lackluster, you beat West Ham 1-0 very unconvincingly, and then you kind of meander your way until eventually like a 5 years past its prime Arsenal team dominates you. That tactical switch is exactly like moving from bland, generic, boring prompts with ChatGPT to specific actionable prompts. With those generic prompts, it's like sending your team out with no structure, no formation. Say, hey, boys, just go play. You wouldn't expect world-class results. You wouldn't expect a winning season. If you want world-class results, if you want a winning season, you need to be tactical, you need to be structured, and you need to be incredibly clear with your instructions. So your prompts with AI need to be as clear and as specific as that Conte 3-4-3 system. You can't just say, write me a blog post, and expect to get anything other than generic, bland crap. You have to be very specific. Something like, write me an SEO-optimized blog post about the increased rate of ACL injuries in high school female soccer players. Cite data and studies to support any claims made in the article. Use the headline, 2 subheadlines, and optimize for the terms Jacksonville personal training, youth soccer. The big mistake that people make is they basically expect the AI to figure out the strategy all on its own. When the instructions are vague, your results are going to be chaotic. You'll end up with content that feels disjointed, uninspired, or frankly just generic and forgettable. So the only way you can avoid that is to be more specific. You basically have to stop before every prompt you give and think, am I setting up a winning formation here? Am I being specific enough? Am I telling AI exactly what I expect from it? Or am I being vague and hoping for the best? And the third and the biggest mistake that people make with AI is they expect AI to be able to do everything perfectly. So you wouldn't expect your field goal kicker to be the player that caught the most touchdowns for you. You wouldn't expect your goalkeeper to be your best striker. Every position in sports has a specific role. So you wouldn't expect your catcher to be able to turn a double play at shortstop. But a lot of people expect AI, and specifically ChatGPT, that one generic ChatGPT thread that they use, to be an all-rounder. Do everything from researching to writing emails to writing copy for their website, all in the same ChatGPT thread. If you use AI this way and think that it will flawlessly handle every single random prompt that you throw at it, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. It's like that saying that if you try to please all the people, you'll end up pleasing none of the people, because you can't do everything all at once. And AI, built to mimic human logic, thought, and communication, is the same exact way. And the way to fix this is to have specific tools for specific purposes. Now, this doesn't mean you have to get a wide variety of tools. You have to research, you have to have a bunch of subscriptions. You can do all of this on ChatGPT. You're gonna get the best results when you have tools that specifically are designed to handle the one thing that you want them to handle. Even think about yourself. Think about all the roles you have in your life. You're a parent, a spouse, a business owner, and then within there's multiple different roles. You're a marketer, you're a customer service rep, you're a salesperson. All those different roles, all those different hats you wear are made up of different skills that you've acquired over your lifetime. And the way that you get the best results from AI is you make tools that have those specific skills within that area, within that bucket, within that hat that you're trying to automate. So for instance, let's say you're trying to write better emails. Let's say you're trying to use AI to crank out a ton of really good, highly converting emails. What you would do is you would build a custom GPT that is designed to only write emails the exact way that you do. That means that in that custom GPT, you're going to put emails that you have previously written. You're also going to put the source with which you learned those skills. So let's say you learned a lot from Ben Settle's many books, or maybe you've taken a bunch of copywriting courses, or maybe you're a really big Russell Brunson guy. You would take their work, their books, and you would upload it into your custom GPT. You would then direct that GPT to act as a copywriter and only mimic the style found in the emails that you uploaded, but you want it to learn the principles, skills, and lessons contained in the books, PDFs from the people that taught you your skills and lessons. When you do that, you're gonna end up with a very hyper-specific AI tool that you can use to write every single email from now until you stop writing emails. But that tool is only going to do one purpose. And because it only has one purpose, one goal, one aim, it's going to do that perfectly. Just like how most pitchers in baseball only focus on pitching. We're not talking about that guy in LA. Most pitchers only pitch. They can't hit very well because their entire life they focused on mastering the skill of pitching. And because of that, when they get to the pros, they're one of the best people on earth to do it, unless they're in the Phillies bullpen. I don't say that as an insult, I say that frustration. I'm a Phillies fan. But if you want to get the best results from AI, you need to have specific tools for specific tasks. Because if you have one tool that tries to do everything, it's going to do everything okay, it's going to do everything kind of well. It's not going to do anything excellent. If you want to get excellent results from AI and therefore stop being frustrated with it and therefore actually be proud about the content that you generate, you need to use very specific tools for very specific tasks to get very specific world-class results. And those are the three biggest mistakes that people make when using AI that leaves them frustrated, annoyed, and frankly a little pissed off. So think of AI like Kevin De Bruyne. Before Kevin De Bruyne went to Manchester City, he had loads of untapped talent, and he showed glimpses of brilliance in the Bundesliga. It wasn't until he landed with Pep at Man City, and he had a coach who molded him, who gave him specifics, and who crafted him for one specific role, that he became one of the best players in the world and arguably one of the best midfielders of all time. Just like De Bruyne needed the right guidance and strategy to truly unlock that brilliance that everybody knew was there, your AI needs the right focus and direction in order to really create world-class results for you, in order to shine for you, basically. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you like it and please subscribe to the channel. I post one deep dive video every week, really with the only purpose of teaching small business owners how to master and leverage AI in a very short time frame so they can actually grow and compete against the big boys and, be less frustrated by their business and maybe have some time to actually take a breath. So whether you're just getting started with AI or you've been digging in since November 2022, you won't want to miss what's coming up. So thanks for watching.